And on that same note, I believe that is it for the Google one, but Apple may lose out on its annual $20 billion deal with Google, thanks to the latest antitrust case, but it also maybe a temporary setback, and I'd be shocked if Apple's not working on their own search engine. Anyways, so it was previously discovered that Google enticed Apple with a $20 billion deal that allows the search engine to remain default on millions of Apple devices. Microsoft, however, has been going at Google for a while. As you know, they may be wanting to get, they thought Bing Chat was going to save Microsoft Edge. So since Google released Bard and put that in Chrome, now people don't care as much, but, potato here. Now, the deal is not expected to take effect on Apple, and Apple doesn't really care at the end of the day. The extra 18 to 20 billion in annual. Once a year, Google would pay that just to be the default search engine on Safari, basically. But Google's still trying to fight this case, obviously, because they're Google. Absolutely, it's so wild. Previously, it was thought that it was only 15 billion, but it's actually closer to 20, which is just absolutely. Now, the aforementioned amount actually does, support some of Apple's operating costs, but Apple doesn't need the money. Speaking of Bing, an earlier report stated that Apple was in talks of acquiring Bing back in 2020, but the conversation never passed a certain point. If you're Apple, you probably learned that there's a reason they're not doing so hot, and we can do it better on our own way. So I would assume if Google is no longer going to pay Apple, that Apple would just be like, yo, we dropped our own search engine. Because why wouldn't you? Apple Maps has gotten surprisingly good pretty quickly. It'd be hard to say, why wouldn't we just do this too? Now, Google can no longer pay the former amount as the financial reports dive into Apple's $60 billion in earnings and advertising revenue, and will continue to do so on and on. Apple doesn't care at the end of the day. Sucks to be Google, but, if you're going to really spend that money, it's on you anyways.